What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the updates for Go Battle League for the new season. Now, I know this is a bit late and everyone else has made videos on it, but I was out of town visiting family back in the States, so we're just going to kind of dive right into it, see what's changing with the new season, what we can look forward to, forever forward, see how I brought that in there, yeah, take a look at that. So, the season rotation, you guys can go check that out for yourselves. I think it's pretty cool that we're supporting NAIC, which is going to be awesome. We have lots of Great League, which I personally love. I know a lot of you maybe love the Master League, and, you know, to each their own. But what I think is really cool here is the Mega Edition. So ending the season off with Mega Pokemon for all leagues as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun with the 4x Stardust. And then we have all the Pokemon that you guys can get. You guys know how this goes. We also have Cynthia's pose right here, which is decent. I mean, nothing too crazy. We have the metas, and we'll just kind of scroll past that because we want to get to the nitty gritty right here, which is going to be the attack changes. So Drill Run is going to have its damage decrease from 80 to 70, but it's also going to get an energy cost decrease. So that'll be still nice coverage move, and having lower energy is still going to be great, right? But the power might hit some hit some points where it could get that knockout, whereas before it would have gotten the knockout before, whereas now it may not get that, but you could also get to it sooner where you may not have before. So there's a give and take there. Flash Cannon as well is getting decreased. Hurricane's getting decreased. These are both 110 bases, so I imagine they're going to even out somewhere. Moonblast, let's see. Moonblast 110. Moonblast is 60. So I would imagine, yeah, Flash Cannon 70, Hurricane 65. If they're both getting decreased, I imagine it pairs up with Moonblast. That would make a lot of sense. Dragon Ascent is getting a pretty big hit in damage, so it'll go down to 110. That's probably strictly for the Mega Evolution Cup, which is fun, but it's also getting energy cost decrease. Earth Power is getting energy cost decreased as well, so we'll have to see how that plays out on some niche Pokemon. One that comes to mind from a long time ago that used to be really fun was Shadow Flygon, if you guys remember that. That Earth Power is pretty nasty, so the lower cost could be pretty cool, especially since of a nerf later on. We also have Gust, energy generation increase, so maybe we see that Pidgeot come back. That could be interesting. And then Charm nerf. I know a lot of us have been wanting Charm to get nerfed for a long time, and now we're seeing the 13 to 12 power drop. That's going to definitely hit some matchups. Any drop in power like that is going to significantly affect some specific battles. I mean, obviously it's not going to affect if you're running Guzzlord, right? Charm is still going to rip through those kind of double weaknesses or quad weaknesses, you guys get it. But it will affect some of those neutral matchups because every fast move now is doing less damage, which adds up over time. We have a wrap damage increase, which is going to be interesting. Maybe we see the return of Dragonair. We also have Energy Ball, so that's going to be damage decrease and energy cost decrease. A lot of like optimization going in the same way, right? So power decrease, energy decrease. Silverwind, increase in damage from 60 to 75. That could go with Ledian for everyone who's been wanting XL Ledian to play. And we also have Earthquake getting an increase in power again. So maybe we see the Galarian Stunfisk make a comeback. Who knows? We also have attack updates, and this is what's really cool right here, right? We got Sligo getting access to Dragon Breath, so that's going to be interesting. Pidgeot getting access to Twister, and with that Gust update, who knows? Maybe that could come in clutch in some matchups. Mantine as well, man. Anytime you give Mantine a buff, like give it an inch, this thing will take a mile, right? You guys remember the meta days where this thing would just bubble beam and just be so obnoxious to take down. You had to have like electric type Pokemon, like a Lantern or something to really get through the Mantine. Well, now it's going to have Twister, which is going to be pretty cool. Kecleon is going to be getting Thunder Punch. I've never used one, but maybe now I can. Lopunny is going to be getting Thunder Punch as well. Fun fact, Pokemon Champions, right now, I've been using a Mega Lopunny team, and that actually got me to Master Ball Rank 2 at 1,852 ELO recently on a massive win streak. I think it was 15-1 overall, yeah, it was nuts. Mega Lopunny is a lot of fun, so maybe I'll give it a try now in the Great League. We have Armotisi. I don't like pronouncing that Pokemon. I don't like using it, but it's getting Fairy Wind right there, which is fine. Sylveon is also getting Fairy Wind, which could be really interesting. Sylveon has some good moves. We got Kecleon. We'll check all this out. Kecleon is also getting Dynamic Punch. They're really like beefing up the Kecleon there. Melmetal is getting Dynamic Punch, so no longer having to rely on that superpower, which is always the give and take with it, right? You had the coverage, but you knew you were getting those debuffs. Now Dynamic Punch gives you the same coverage without the cost. Conkeldurr is getting Force Palm, which is going to be pretty cool. Galarian Zapdos is getting Low Kick. Quaquaval is getting Low Kick, and Ledian is getting Acrobatics. So really trying to make Ledian come back. We have the Silver Wind buff. It's getting access to Acrobatics. I believe it has Counter as the fast move still. We'll check that out in a bit. Lumion getting Gust. Swanna getting Gust. Seismitoad, oh, this is another one of those Earth Power users, getting Icy Wind. So maybe we have a different Mud Boy come in now with access to Icy Wind. That's actually pretty cool. Coverage and whatnot in the mid game, setting stuff up. Anyone with Icy Wind can really set up the rest of your team for success. Sliggoo is also getting Body Slam, so it's getting Dragon Breath and Body Slam. Really want Sliggoo to come through. Whoa, Ledian's getting Rollout. Okay, Gigalith is getting Lock On. I still don't think that's going to do anything for it, but that's pretty cool. But Ledian getting Rollout. So Silver Wind buff. It's getting access to Rollout, and it's getting access to Acrobatics. Like, Ledian's trying to get a lot of love, and hopefully this isn't the Claydol of updates, if you guys know what I mean there. Starmie getting Aqua Jet, Kabutops, Aqua Jet, Swanna, Aqua Jet. Kingdra is getting Surf. That's pretty cool. And with the nerf to Charm, maybe we'll see Kingdra make a comeback here. Xatu, oh my goodness, I haven't seen Xatu in a long time, getting Shadow Ball, which is really cool because before I think it only had Nightshade. Mind you, I used that, what cup was it? Oh my goodness. No, not Tempest Cup. It was in the Sylph League in 2019. It was on Torchic Community Day. I remember that because I was in Argentina when I used Xatu. We got Quillfish getting Shadow Ball as well. That could be pretty nasty, especially with its energy gain. Lopunny's getting Shadow Ball as well. Sylveon's getting Shadow Ball. Yeah, a lot of love going around here for some underused Pokemon, I should say. And Rhyperior getting Drill Run. So, this is what's really cool. All these moves, like, I mean, I think these are great additions. And I like that kind of taking the power away from Charm a little bit and adding some cool diversity here, but we'll have to see how that swings the meta. As we can see on PvPoke, if you guys haven't known already, if you go there right now, you can see the current rankings right here, and then if you click on the top, say preview next season, you can see next season's rankings based on the predicted move updates, right? So you can predict, oh, this is where we talked about the Flash Cannon and Hurricane getting a alignment with Moonblast that makes the most sense. If both of them are getting the energy cost decrease, it makes sense to align those to Moonblast. Maybe that's not the case, but that's our best guess. And as we can see, the meta looks kind of the same. Licky Licky, Quagsire, Feraligatr, Jellicent, Licky Licky, Feraligatr, Jellicent, Altaria, Quagsire. Yeah, the top metas are basically all the same, but we get to see some stuff that comes up. And first, we have the Kingdra coming up. So we got Dragon Breath, Surf, and Swift, which is pretty cool because that Surf is definitely going to be needed. Before, you had the Octazooka, which, to be honest, the Octazooka's 50% chance to drop the attack was huge in some matchups that we had before. But Surf is just so much more consistent, and it's just slightly less energy. So it's more damage and less energy. That makes a lot of sense. Swift as well is really great. So yeah, glad to see Kingdra coming up. Let's see what else we got here. Mantine obviously coming up. We got the Wing Attack, which is still pretty strong, but it has some different moves as well. So this one, the Bullet Seed, has a little bit higher energy per turn, but it's not as much damage, and the turns, right? The farther you go into how many turns it takes to use that fast move, the worse it gets, in my opinion, because you want to be very agile with that to be able to yeah, anyways, it's play style wise, I just love the lower turn counts. But getting access to Twister and Water Pulse is going to be really nice. And you have that wing attack coverage for like fighting type Pokemon or grass type Pokemon. So yeah, Mantine is going to be making it up there. We also have Ninetales here, which is going to be pretty cool. Ninetales historically has gone with Weather Ball and Overheat just because of how much damage it can do. And it doesn't, especially XL Ninetales, or not XL, sorry, Shadow Ninetales. But now with Energy Ball, that's some key coverage. Like that's huge. That changes everything because, I mean, you're going to have to, your Weather Ball now is not going to be doing as much damage to some of the Steel type Pokemon like Tinkaton, for example, where the Overheat would basically one-shot that. But now Energy Ball, you get to threaten the Mud Boys, which is huge right there. So that's a great addition to Ninetales. I imagine we're going to see a lot more of that. What else we got here? Seaking making it back up. Was Seaking that high before? Let's see. No, Seaking definitely wasn't that high. Let's see. Seaking was 68. So Seaking being 24, I mean, but it's got Peck now too, which is pretty cool. But Seaking was always like the classic. You guys remember the triple legacy back in the day? So you had Poison Jab, Drill Run, and Icy Wind. And it was kind of tough if you guys didn't have it because it was like one of the best save swaps before. But now that's coming back up. We do have, let's see if there's anything else new. The Sligo is actually up there. So Sligo now at 32. What was it before? I imagine way down. Whoa. Talk about a glow up. We got 965 here on the Sligo, which before was running Water Gun, Dragon Pulse, and Water Pulse. And now it is ranked 32. So that has to do with the fact that Charm was nerfed and it got Body Slam and Dragon Breath. So that's a huge glow up right there. And you have, oh man, that is a glow up and a half. I will definitely have to use a Sligo this season. And I imagine a lot of you as well seeing this. Like, that's pretty cool. When a Pokemon makes that big of a jump, right? 965 to 32. I mean, you got to use it. You got to try it. There's opportunity there. Let's see if anything else really standing out. I mean, this is probably another huge glow up. Let's see this. Loom. No, not too big of a glow up. 71 to 45. I actually didn't respect this as much as I should have. Waterfall, Aquatail, and Silverwind. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize it was high ranked, but you know, that's great to see. But overall, what I'm seeing here is the meta is basically the same, and that can be both good and bad. I mean, yes, there's no Charm. Let's see who has. Yeah, the first main Charmer is Wigglytuff now at 79. I mean, you still can run the Alolan Ninetales with Charm or the Clefable with Charm, but it's not as high up there. So you could see this in one of two ways, right? You could see this as the meta is relatively the same, which is good because you invested in a lot of these Pokemon to get them ready, right? Maybe you had the XO Corsola, and you had your Tinkaton that you had from Community Day, and you've invested in the Licky Licky, and you got your Feraligatr and your Jellicent, and your teams will still be good. Like, if your team is built out of previous, like, top 20 from before, it's still going to be great. On the other hand, the meta wasn't shaken up as much, so it's going to be a lot of the same stuff. But there is opportunity in that to try some new things like the Sligo that we mentioned. So from my perspective, I would have loved to see a bigger mix-up, personally, right? And when I say bigger mix-up, I think it's always fun to see the top 10, like, flipped, right? But that's fun for some people because I like playing variety. Like, when I, play, I always use a different team. Like, every single time. I don't run the same team all season. I use a different team every time I play because that's fun for me. That's not necessarily fun for people who are competing at Play Pokemon or people who are competing at other tournaments unless the meta is so bad that it has to get flipped on its head. So I can see that wanting to keep it roughly the same, with adding in some more spice is kind of like the best balance there. And that makes a lot of sense. So overall, pretty excited to try some stuff. I mean, obviously, I've loved the Licky Licky and Feraligatr for so long now that I'll continue to use them. But I am excited to try some of these, right? I want to try the Kingdra. I want to try the Ninetales. I want to try, there's the Kingdra right there. That's Shadow. Both of them are up there. The Sligo as well. Some of those are just really cool Pokemon that I haven't been able to use either in a long time or ever. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Taking a look at the season, taking a look at what's going on with all the updates. I think overall, pretty positive, but just a slight, we're just kind of moving forward in terms of adding more Pokemon that are accessible to be viable in the meta. And the other thing, hold on, we got to check Ledian, because this is 160. Still not getting up there. What was it before? Okay, that's a pretty big glow up, right? We have 453 to 160. So that is, but it has to be XL, which is the other tough thing. So still not in the top. I would love to see it one day be top 50. That would be pretty cool, but it is one of those Pokemon where you've got to have all those XLs to make it viable. And maybe we have a Ledian Community Day one day. Who knows? And what would it need to actually be better, right? Because I mean, if you're looking at it, you got Roll out there, which is great energy gain and coverage, especially against the flying and fire that it's weak to. And then you also have the Dynamic Punch, which is great against the steels. And then you have the Acrobatics or the Silver Wind. So it's got all the right moves, but it's just it just needs to climb out. But it does have some, well, these wins aren't as great. If it's in the 500s, it can be kind of close there. But yeah, overall, I think this was a pretty decent update, but yeah, nothing too crazy. So let me know what you guys think about this meta. And like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.